Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Billy Ray Valentine breaking down the WWE Monday Night Raw, OneWrestling.com. Welcome, One Wrestling Multiverse. What's going on? Check it out. So, there were 11 matches on Raw this past Monday, and we're not going to go through each and every one. I will give you results, but we're not going to go through each and every one. Now, to open the show, we have a very interesting story that they're going with right now with John Cena having an open challenge to anyone on the WWE roster, probably anyone in the world that wants to come down and challenge him for that U.S. title. And this sees John Cena go head-to-head with a lot of mid-carders. This week, it was Wade Barrett in his home country. He got a hell of a pop when he came out. People loved it. This was a decent match. It wasn't bad. Only problem I have with it is that John Cena, apparently, in the last couple of months, has been hitting people with the attitude adjustment, the AA, and people just pop out of it for some reason. Wade Barrett did the same on Monday Night Raw. He just popped out of the attitude adjustment, and I thought I had a problem with it. I just think they should protect that move a little more. And I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to make these matches seem dynamic and have people at the edge of their seats and make people feel that these matches are important and that Wade Barrett wanted to do everything in his power to get out of that predicament and, powered his way out of getting covered with the AA. But quite honestly, I just think they could do without that. But other than that, it was excellent. John Cena's doing a great job with this, and maybe they will succeed at elevating this title. At the end of the match, we saw Lana come out, and Rusev attacked Cena from behind and told him that they would be fighting each other at Extreme Rules in a Russian chain match. A Russian chain match is what we're going to see. I'm looking forward to it. So next we had a Divas Battle Royal with what seemed to be every diva on the WWE roster. Paige went over on this one. She was the only one to get an entrance. It was her hometown, and they catered to that. People loved it, ate it up with a spoon. Paige did a great job, and now she's the number one contender to the Divas title. After this match was over, Paige gave a hometown promo thanking all the fans that supported her when she wrestled for $5, and Naomi had enough and actually turned heel in this segment, attacked Paige, left her laying, and she did a promo later on in the show explaining why she turned heel, and she was just tired of waiting apparently. She said she was in the same class as AJ Lee on NXT, and she's been looked over. She's super athletic, and she's been waiting for her spot. Nothing's happening, so now she's going to take her spot. And she did that at the end of this match, asserting herself and making her presence felt by assaulting Paige. Will Paige even make it to Extreme Rules is the question. Is she going to be able to capitalize on this title shot that she's earned? I don't know if she will with this storyline. Apparently, I heard that she's going to go film a movie somewhere. Let's see what develops. Maybe Naomi will step into that role. Then we had one of my new favorite tag teams in all of wrestling, I gotta say. We had the Lucha Dragons against the Ascension. Now, if you guys remember not too long ago, the Ascension was the center of the WWE's attention. When it came to tag teams on NXT, they gave them a super push. They came up to Raw. They gave them all these promos, all these vignettes, and didn't go anywhere. Right now, it appears that they're doing jobs. Okay, so the Lucha Dragons versus the Ascension, you know how this went. It was a centerpiece. It was a showcase, I should say, for El Samurai del Sol. I can't get over that. Kalisto, who's awesome. I've said this before. I'll say it again. The guy's amazing. And the guy who's playing Sin Cara now is very good as well. And they mesh well as a team. And they made short work out of the Ascension, who it looks like the Ascension is pretty much over. I don't know. I don't see where they're going to go with the Ascension from here. They're doing jobs right now. So, I don't know. Maybe you can pair them up with the primetime players who showed up later on, and they can have a feud. Who knows? But Kalisto stole the show here, as usual, and the attention was on him. They're highlighting him. They're trying to bring him up and have the people relate to this guy. That's the way it looks anyway. So the Ascension loses. Lucha Dragons go over. Lucha. It was awesome. So Roman Reigns speaks for the first time on Monday Night Raw, publicly anyway. You know, this promo was leaps and bounds better than what Roman Reigns has done. It seems like he's improving week to week to week. It's getting better. We know how awful his previous promos used to be, suffering succotash, you know what I mean? But he's getting better, man. He's getting better. I gotta say, he looked more comfortable out there, and the corny factor has been scaled back quite a bit. I don't know if they're letting him be him or if they're actually scripting him better. But he came out, you know, he said he went to Suplex City. The people started chanting Suplex City. And he acknowledged it. He's like, yeah, I went to Suplex City, but I did my thing. I kept it together. I made Brock Lesnar bleed. I shook the beast, he said. You know, I shook them up. So, you know, give me some credit for that. It's kind of like, well, he was trying to get over to the people. You know, Big Show interrupted him, and they're trying to build this whole feud between him and the Big Show again. I mean, you know what? I really don't want to see that. But I think it's a good transition right now for Roman Reigns to keep him out of the title picture for the time being. Give him a couple of more stepping stones before he gets introduced back into the title picture. And you can be sure that he will be introduced back into the title picture. So, you know, him and the Big Show go back and forth. Roman Reigns tells him that, you know, he's saying it on the Titantron. Big Show's on the Titantron. And Roman Reigns is like, if you were a man, you would say it to my face. That never happens up until Roman Reigns gets, you know, almost backstage. Big Show comes out and lays waste to Roman Reigns, beats the trash out of him pretty bad, choke slams him on that taxi cab car that they got there. I don't know what they're gonna do with this taxi cab. I mean, like, I'm assuming it's expensive to replace these parts. Okay, 'cause the door is messed up, and now the roof is messed up because Big Show put Roman Reigns through the roof of that car. So hey, let's see what happens here. I think it's pretty safe to say that Roman Reigns will go over at Extreme Rules. I think it's safe to say that, but whatever. To each his own. And then we'll see who else they feud Roman Reigns with on his quest to become world champion. They have not let this go, and I don't think they will. And maybe it'll work out this time. Roman Reigns is slowly winning some people over. A lot of chants for Big Show, please retire. I didn't say that. The English crowd did. And now we're going to go through some of these matches rapid fire, okay? So we got Dean Ambrose versus Adam Rose. They did not go down in this order either. Dean Ambrose versus Adam Rose. It was pretty much a squash match. It's just what it was. Dean Ambrose wins. Adam Rose loses. I got plans for Adam Rose. I'll tell you later. Then we had Fandango versus Stardust. And Stardust wins with the disaster kick, right? But then Fandango does something interesting, and he says, listen, to Rosa Mendes, I have made a mistake, and I know what's wrong. Sharing my gift of dance with you exclusively when I should be sharing it with the world. I agree. He should be sharing the gift of dance with the world. And let's not ever underestimate the power of the tango. Anyway, when he said that, he didn't say the power of the tango part. That was me. But anyway, when he said that he wanted to share the gift of his dance with the rest of the world, his old music hits, and England breaks into the whole, you know, with the music. And it was very cool, man. I mean, that was the birthplace of that song, if I recall correctly. And, you know, this will last for maybe a month or two, getting Fandango over and making him semi-relevant again. But, hey, I mean, he needed some life brought into him. He needed something. Because to be honest with you, I can't remember where he's been for the past month and a half, 2 months. So this is good. This is good. Then we had Miz versus Mizdow, and this is the second time I've seen this match, if not the third, I'm not sure. But very quick match. I think Mizdow went over. Yep, Mizdow went over with a roll-up, actually. And that was it. I mean, it was very, very uneventful. Mizdow is now with Summer Rae. Summer Rae is now his valet, I'm assuming, or his manager, his girlfriend, I'm not sure. And that was that. Not a very good match. There was nothing really to report here. And then we moved on to Ryback versus Harper, which can be a really good feud if they do it. Ryback went over on disqualification, but this just served to set up Dean Ambrose versus Harper at Extreme Rules. Dean Ambrose came out, and I'm sure they're gonna, feud for maybe 2 more pay-per-views on top of that. So that gives them something to do. But let's not forget Ryback in this whole picture. Let me see. Then we had an actually really good match with Dolph Ziggler and Neville. Like, Neville has come on to Monday Night Raw, and he hasn't won a match yet. Not on Raw anyway, as far as I can tell. He hasn't won a match, but he's lost to guys like, well, the world champion Seth Rollins, and he lost to Dolph Ziggler, which is nothing to be ashamed of. And the matches were great. This was the match of the night, I thought. And it was great, man. I mean, what can you say about these two guys? Every time Ziggler goes out there, you know he's going to leave it all out there for everyone. And, Neville is just more of the same, the best high flyer in the company. Maybe the only guy who comes close is Seth Rollins. I know he's not known as a high flyer in the WWE, but he can really do it. I mean, we've seen shades of it with that Phoenix Splash that he pulls off the top rope sometimes. But very, very good match, and I enjoyed it. Highlight of Monday Night Raw for me. Then we have Randy Orton versus Cesaro. And the winner, if Randy Orton won, he got to pick a stipulation for his match with Seth Rollins at Extreme Rules. Somehow this match turned into a handicap match with Cesaro and Kid versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton went over anyway, which I kind of had a problem with because he beat the World Tag Team Champions by himself. So what does that say about the Tag Team Champs when they can be beaten by one guy? Be it Randy Orton or not, it's still not cool, in my personal opinion. Well, anyway, so Randy Orton goes over, and he gets to pick a stipulation for his match with Seth Rollins. So now Seth Rollins wants to make sure that he gets to pick a stipulation as well. So he enlists Kane to be his opponent, so Kane can, in essence, lay down for him shades of WCW when Hogan poked Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash lays down. Hogan wins. I thought this was dumb. I did not like this, but whatever, it served a purpose at the very least. So Kane essentially annihilates Seth Rollins and holds back from beating him. Like, this is the same guy that most of the time is losing on Raw, but he takes care of the WWE World Heavyweight Champion with no problem and actually stops himself from actually beating him because it's not best for business. And he lays down, puts Seth on top of him, and Seth wins 1, 2, 3. So now Seth gets to pick a stipulation for their Extreme Rules match, Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. So Seth Rollins decides that no RKO will be able to be used in this match. So Orton can't use an RKO, and Orton says, we're going to have a steel cage match. This is how Raw ended, pretty much. Both of these guys picking the stipulations for their upcoming match to main event Extreme Rules, no RKO. So, I mean, pretty much this is setting up for Orton to lose. I mean, I don't think anybody expected Orton to win here, but pretty much they can protect them by Orton hitting this RKO and getting disqualified. And that's it. He doesn't actually lose the match, but he's protected because he got disqualified. So he doesn't get pinned is what I'm trying to say. So Seth Rollins looks good, and he moves on to whatever his next feud will be. And there's a plethora of things you can do with Seth Rollins. And that was Monday Night Raw. That's the WWE for right now. Big shout outs to all of OneWrestling.com, the One Wrestling Multiverse. We love you guys. Bill Schuyler, Andre Corbeil, Big Ray, Bill Apter, the Professor Anthony Quintana, 8-Track Brown, the dirtiest of the city. We love you guys. Thank you for your support. Everybody out there, thanks for watching. And hopefully, we'll be back next week, God willing. All right? Take it easy. God bless. Take care. Be safe.